Hi, second graders. So today we're going to practice what we talked about yesterday. Do you remember that yesterday we said there are two questions that good readers ask themselves at the end of a book or a story? And that these are the same two questions that the authors have also asked themselves and answered. So the two questions are, why did the author end the story the way that they did? And is there an important lesson to learn in the story? Today I thought we would read a story from our Frog and Toad book and then practice answering these questions together. So we're going to read the story called The Letter today. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, "What is the matter, Toad? You are looking sad." "Yes," said Toad, "this is my sad time of day. It is the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy." "Why is that?" asked Frog. "Because I never get any mail," said Toad. "Not ever?" said Frog. "No, never," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter. Every day my mailbox is empty. That is why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me." Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. Then Frog said, "I have to go home now, Toad. There is something I must do." Frog hurried home. What do you think he's going to do? Can you predict? He found a pencil and a piece of paper. He wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope. On the envelope he wrote, "A letter for Toad." Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. "Snail," said Frog, "please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox." "Sure," said Snail, "right away." Then Frog came back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed taking a nap. "Toad," said Frog, "I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more." "No," said Toad, "I'm tired of waiting for the mail." Frog looked out the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. "Toad," said Frog, "you never know when someone may send you a letter." "No, no," said Toad, "I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter." Frog looked out the window. The snail was not there yet. "But Toad," said Frog, "someone may send you a letter today." "Don't be silly," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today." Frog looked out the window. The snail was still not there. "Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window?" asked Toad. "Because now I am waiting for the mail," said Frog. "But there will not be any," said Toad. "Oh, yes, there will," said Frog, "because I have sent you a letter." "You have?" said Toad. "What did you write in the letter?" Frog said, "I wrote, 'Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my best friend. Your best friend, Frog.'" "Oh," said Toad, "that makes a very good letter." Then Frog and Toad went out onto the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there, feeling happy together. So in this story, one more. Frog and Toad waited a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. Now, I want to ask myself this question. Why did the author end the story that way? Well, I think he wanted to show that friendship is very important, and that when friends see a need that their friend has, that they try to fulfill it. And by the same regard, is there an important lesson to learn? I think I learned the lesson that a good friend will always fulfill or help what a friend of theirs needs. So the author did this in the story, The Letter. He answered both of these questions, and we just did the same. So today, what I want you to do in your activity is to pick out a book, your favorite book or one of the books that you've been reading or that you've already read. And I want you to ask yourself these two questions about the book. Then I want you to take maybe 2 stickies or 2 pieces of paper, and I want you to tell me the answer to these questions from your story, and then upload a picture of those pages onto Seesaw so that we can see it. All right? Happy reading and have a great day.